All right, guys, this is a quick follow along routine for your ankles to warm up, strengthen, bring the blood flow to that area, mobilize them as well. And you can start right with me. We're going for 1 minute in the plantar fascia position. Plantar fascia stretch, really stretching at the big toe here, stretching out that foot, the plantar fascia that is often just jammed into these tight boots. And this is going to feel really, really good just to get that whole thing started from the ground up with your toes. Gonna go for 1 minute here. If this is too hard for you to just sit in a deep knee bend like this, it's hurting your knee or it's hurting your toes, you can take weight off by just leaning forward, or you can also elevate your hips. This will also make it easier for you. Ten more seconds, and then we're gonna stay almost in this position. The only thing that we're gonna change is that we're now extending our ankles, and we sit down like this. We sit on our ankles, stretch those ankles out. You can move from side to side, see how that feels. You will feel a more intense stretch on the side you're rocking to. This is really about realigning your whole lower body, but especially stretching out those ankles, that shin. And if you've had an ankle sprain in the past, struggling with ankle injuries, in general, this will feel really, really good. All right, keep track of the time. Yeah, we got some more to go. And lean back and make it even more intense. Make it easier, obviously, by leaning forward. We're gonna go for 10 more seconds here almost. And the next thing you're gonna do, lift one leg up, and now just sit on that one leg. Really go into that ankle here. You wanna feel that stretch, and what you can do, make it even more intense now. Go up and down, and that's when you're gonna feel your ankle really working, really mobilizing that ankle. That's the goal here. Obviously strengthening it as well. As we push up here through the ankle, we're strengthening it. We're going for about 20-30 pulses, and then we're gonna switch sides. Perfect. Other side. Sit on that ankle first, and now start pulsing. And 30, perfect. Right now your ankles should already be feeling like they're really working. What we're gonna do now is my favorite drill to really target this exact position where most ankle sprains actually happen in, right? You roll your ankle to the side and you're weak there. The tissues, the ligaments in your ankle are not prepared for this situation. And obviously you can never prepare for an ankle sprain because it's simply gonna happen. You roll your ankle, boom, and you're either gonna be like, oh shit, that snapped me now, it's completely, my ankle is done, sprained the ankle once again. Or you're gonna be like, ooh, that stretched me a bit, but whoa, I can continue because now I built up that strength and I prepared the tissues for that situation. And that's really the goal here, because even if you land on someone's foot, right, your ankle is probably gonna roll. It's not gonna be that stable that it's not gonna roll at all. But the thing is, even when it comes to rolling, that's when we're like strong enough to not expect a huge injury, like a serious injury. And it's just gonna be like, oh, that stretched me a bit, or you're not gonna feel it at all. Like I had a situation where I was juggling completely in the zone, and right, I stepped on something, my ankle went completely. I didn't feel nothing. It was amazing, honestly. And I don't know how many reps we did here, but that's good. Now the next thing we're gonna do is just hopping, right? 2 legs hopping for 1 minute. Let me quickly check the time here. Let's go. 1 minute just hopping. Try to keep the ankle stiff. Don't let the heel touch the floor. Quick ground contact time. Really activate those muscles. Feel your feet working, but it should go up, all the way up to your glutes. That connection. Honestly, it feels great. It feels funny. It feels nice. Just doing some good stuff for your ankles, because they're so neglected in general training, right? Almost no one really does some serious work for their ankles. So what we're doing here is literally, the ankle is screaming right now. It's like, yes, finally someone's giving me the attention, and that's what we want. All right, good. Ankle's feeling pretty good so far. What we're gonna do now, we go back into the plantar fascia stretch, but this time really focus on pushing that big toe into the ground, almost lifting your toes up, right? Really pushing so that your foot lifts up slightly. It's an isometric almost. And I'll hold this 30 more seconds at least. Hold that isometric stretch. You should really feel your toe working right now, your plantar fascia here, your foot. You should really feel it working. Yeah, keep that. We're gonna go for longer. Surprise, keep it going. Keep it going longer. You should be lifting your foot. It's not like you're relaxing into this position. You're actively pushing into the ground. You're feeling your plantar fascia, all that connection from your toe. All the muscles working, activating. And relax. Get into the Seiza pose again. Now we're gonna have a little bit of a rest. Awesome, really good. And the next thing we're gonna do is really mobilizing that ankle in dorsiflexion, right? Get the ankle into that knee over toe position. Happens so often in sports. And if that knee over toe motion, that dorsiflexion is limited, your ankle is not working properly, it leads up to higher risk of hamstring injuries. Your knee suffers as well because your ankle is now not working properly. All the unnecessary forces go up to your knee. So it's really, really important to work that dorsiflexion as well. All right, perfect. And the way we're gonna do this is not like you've probably already seen it with other videos. We're gonna make it an exercise that really not only helps our ankles, but it also helps our knees, helps our hip mobility. So we're gonna get into an ATG split squat here. You see, right? We're working that dorsiflexion here. Perfect. Squeeze that hip muscle here. Try to keep your heel on the floor and push your knee forward, and now you should really feel a stretch through here, through the back side of your ankle. And the thing is, what I said, we're working the ankle mobility now, but we're also working that knee. It's a strengthening, pretty much isometric for the knee, and also working that back hip flexor here, the hip flexor of that back leg. Stay upright, hold that position, keep the heel down, the main focus. If you have to lean forward a little bit, that's not a problem. If this position hurts your knee or whatever, you can't keep your back leg from touching the floor, you simply elevate this front foot, but you're still focusing on pushing that knee over the toe and really get that ankle mobility, that dorsiflexion. What we're gonna do now, switch sides. Same thing here. Keep that back leg off the floor. Squeeze that glute as well. If you can focus on all of these different things at the same time, heel, knee, squeeze the glute. here, you're gonna feel the stretch here as well, but the main focus is really the ankle. So if you have to lean forward a little bit to be comfortable, to keep that back leg straight, then it's totally okay. But the end goal is really upright, heel on the floor, knee over toe, squeeze the glute, and that's it. And to finish this off, we're gonna go for my favorite drill again, and this time, last time was really to warm up. This time we're gonna go more extreme. You have to really feel it. Yes, and obviously don't go too extreme. If you're coming back from an injury, if this position hurts, please don't push yourself into it. Go to your pain-free level. This is okay. But over time, you want to really load these positions, because if you land on someone's foot and your ankle rolls, there's much higher forces, obviously forces we can't really replicate in training, but we're doing our best to make us prepared as good as we can for that situation. Yes, should really feel it. And also this other leg here, this one is rolling out, rolling in a really sport specific position, right? If you see the best basketball players, Michael Jordan, this is positions they get into, low positions. And it has also to do with ankle mobility, right? Just the opposite of rolling your ankle out, it's rolling the ankle in and letting the knee drop. You can put your hands onto your thighs here to make it more comfortable, feel more safe. And as I said, don't overdo it. Like if you have to start here, it's totally fine. Spend some time into that position, 2-3 seconds and switch, 2-3 seconds and switch. And this is really how we're preparing those ankles for what we're about to do. Either way, if you're gonna go and play your sport now, perfect, your ankles are completely warmed up, like perfect. But if you're just gonna rest now, it's good as well. We have brought blood flow to the ankle, we have really mobilized it, and not just done like a simple stability drill. Nothing bad about that, obviously stability, we need to work it as well. We're really breaking up that scar tissue, because most of us, we've already had an ankle sprain or somehow rolled our ankle, and our body is really bad at healing an ankle injury properly and really regaining that function that we had before that injury. So we need to put the work in. There's no coincidence. It's no coincidence that, like, if once we had an ankle sprain, the risk of us getting another ankle sprain goes up to 4, right? And that's what a study has found. And it's honestly, we could reduce the risk of you getting another ankle sprain by really focusing on a proper rehab. Not just a couple little drills. Icing is the worst thing you can do, and just resting. I've mentioned that a couple times already. If you haven't seen it yet, check out that other video I've done, how I really got Mashud, a former client of mine. He rolled his ankle, had to walk home on his tippy toes because his ankle hurt so bad. And within 3 days, using floss bands, using movement, using heat, we've brought him back to normal function without pain. He could follow his daily activities. Obviously, over the weeks, we then continue to really strengthen that ankle and focus that that doesn't happen again, at least not that easily. All right, I hope this simple routine, quick one, really helps you to get a little bit more of an idea. It's pretty simple. Maybe already seen these exercises here or there, but combining these like this is really going to help you to strengthen that ankle from the foot, from the big toe, and mainly focusing here on this area. Obviously, there's much more you can do. You can do tip raises, focus on building up that lower leg as well. Honestly, if you haven't yet, check out my other videos on building your knee, hip, ankle videos, ankle bulletproofing guide. I've done one as well. Check that one out. I really want you to build a body that is not only focusing on one area. Maybe the problem area, you're focusing on your knee because your knee is hurting, but actually you have to focus on your ankle as well. You have to focus on your hip as well. It's really your whole body that works as a whole, essentially. And that's why I also created the Reborn Circle, a community where I'm helping athletes with a proven path, with a program I provide them with, so they can just follow that program, don't have to pick this and this and this exercise, oh, and this I could do it well. And then it starts to be overwhelming. So you have a clear path in there. You join us, you join our weekly calls we have in there. You ask the questions you have, and you're following a proven path, and you know you're working towards that body that is not leaving any areas weak or tight. And yeah, if you want to check that out, I've left it in the bio, first link, check it out. And as always, I hope this video helped, obviously. And yeah, make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, to not miss any more of these videos. I'm gonna keep trying to provide you with value that actually helps you for your sport. Yeah, keep believing today, and see you in the next video. Peace.